I'm told that Toyin Ibitoye is through to us via Skype. Hello, Toyin.
Yeah, Yemi, it's a pleasure to be on the show. And I'm not surprised that Tunde is talking the way he's talking. I'm not also surprised that Saeed is also so optimistic the way he's optimistic. But I think it's all good. It's all for the development of Nigerian football. It's all for the Eagles to raise their game and put up a show for us against the French. But I just want to point out very quickly that this World Cup has been a very, very lucky one for Nigeria. Right from the time that the draws were made, the way the draws and the fixtures were arranged, playing Iran first, playing Bosnia second, and then playing the Argentines. Everything looked, I mean, like the Eagles paid some huge amount of money to have it arranged the way it's been arranged. Because I think that after playing the Argentines the way we played them in our last game, that's a fantastic way to prepare the team for the second round against the French. Because these players have been on the same pitch with the best players in the world, some of the deadliest strikers you could ever find in the world, and hope they are against the French team. They will look at themselves and fancy their chances of getting the result after doing so well against Argentina. So I think the Eagles are fired up. The players know what is at stake. We just hope that on the day, they will show the amount of hunger, the amount of hard work that we need to get us through.
Okay, Toyin, football fans are disturbed with the row over bonus, but you're there in Brazil. Give us a situation report. Are the things we've heard exaggerated? What really happened, and how has it been resolved?
Well, I mean, just a couple of minutes ago, the sports minister said that President Goodluck Jonathan doesn't want any distraction for the team ahead of the second round game against France. I'm a little worried that the president himself has to intervene in all of this, because I think that the NFF and the sports ministry should be able to tidy things up. Coming to your question about whether this has been exaggerated or not, the fact of the case is that the boys didn't train yesterday, and the issue, a lot of people are mixing things up. The issue is not appearance fees. Appearance fees have been discussed a long time ago. The players know what percentage they stand to gain, move on in the World Cup. For qualifying for the second round, they're going to be getting 40% of whatever FIFA gives the NFF. There are different sides to it. Some countries pay flat appearance fee for all their players. Some allow their players a share of the bonus or the largesse that FIFA gives at the end of the World Cup. For Nigeria, the players have a percentage of the largesse that FIFA will give at the end of the World Cup. What they were arguing about is the bonus. Before the World Cup, the NFF announced to us that every victory is $10,000 bonus, win bonus. A draw, half the amount, and of course, there is no bonus for a drawn game or for a lost game. So from the win, the loss, and the draw that we had in the first round, what the players should have received is $15,000. But there's an arrangement that has been in place for a long time. I don't know who initiated it. I don't know why it is still in place. The arrangement is that in high-profile tournaments, Nations Cup, World Cup, and big events like this, the NFF usually pays the entire first-round bonus when they qualify. So instead of $15,000, the players were expecting $30,000. That's 10.
For each game?
For three wins for each game. So it's been an arrangement that has been in place for a long time, and they did not clearly iron it out when they were discussing about the appearance fee, that look, is this going to be in place, or are we just going to go straight with the match bonuses the way they are? Do we pay you accumulative bonuses for qualifying, or do we just pay you win bonus or bonuses based on how the game pans out? So we have a situation on our hands that if the Eagles had crashed out, they will have gotten away with their $15,000 for a win and a draw. But now that they have qualified, they want to get something extra, the bonus for the entire first round. So that's why there's been an issue around all of it. But I'm sure that the NFF are on top of it. I spoke to some officials of the NFF, and they told me that those issues are minor issues. What they want is for the Eagles to stay focused for the game against France. And then the training on Thursday was supposed to be a very, very light training because they just played a game against Argentina. The players felt that the coach sacrificed it for an extra day of rest. That was why the coaches didn't really push for that training to go on. So for me, yes, there are issues about bonuses and a row, but I don't think they are too much for us to worry about.
Okay. Toyin, What can you tell us about the players, injuries, news from the camp, updates on the players? We'd love to know what's happening in the camp of the Super Eagles.
Well, the good news is that the boys are in Brasilia as we speak. They left Campinas about 2 p.m. local time, which is 6 p.m. in Nigeria, some 3 hours ago. And as we speak, they have arrived in Brasilia. They will be having a slight workout from tomorrow, getting ready for the game against the French. Apart from Obatode, I had a broken wrist from the game against Argentina. Every other player is raring to go. Victor Moses, today is the story of Victor Moses picking an injury in training. The other day is the story of another thing. But I think the Victor Moses issue has been resolved. Stephen Keshi, the NFF have all put their heads together and they have resolved it. So we expect to see Victor Moses play an active role for Nigeria in the game against the French. For who will come as a replacement for Mamake Babatunde, what Keshi told me is that we shouldn't worry. There are players there waiting to fill the slot. There are players there waiting to grab the opportunity. I mean, I want to agree with him. He said before now, a lot of people were criticizing him for breaking Babatunde Michael. Suddenly, everybody wants him to play every game. And he says there are other players like that in the team that will come in, do a good job, and make us proud and not feel the absence of Michael Babatunde, just the way we've not been feeling the absence of Ederson Echejele. That's what Stephen Keshi is optimistic about.
All right, well, let's talk about our opponents. Well, you know, we say if you do your job, you don't need to worry about your opponents, but we're talking about the French national team here. What have they been doing in Brazil? What have they been up to lately?
Well, I've not been able to get around to see what the French team is doing, but I've been reading a lot of their comments. I've read Bakary Sagna, I've read the reaction and the statements of Karim Benzema. I've read the statements of Didier Deschamps and a few of the other guys. They know some of our players quite well. Don't forget, Vincent Nyama plays his football in the French league. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the French league. So he knows a few things about the players. And even before the World Cup, Vincent Nyama said something about meeting France in the second round. So this is like what you wish for is what you get. So they know our players, and our players, of course, know them too well. Playing in Europe, of course, you know what the French team is all about. Benzema in Real Madrid, you know what he can do. A couple of the very quick players, you know what they are able to do. The French coach says if there is anything that is capable of derailing their World Cup aspirations, that team is Nigeria. He says, and his words are very key. The Nigerian team is a team that you cannot predict. The Nigerian team is a team that improves with every game, and you do not just take them for granted. You do that to your own peril. Okay. That, I think, is the thinking among the French players, that, look, this is a Nigerian team that you cannot write off. It's a Nigerian team that can surprise you the way they surprise Argentina. All right. Seems to have a little mix up there. Thank you very much, Toyin, for your time on the show. Thank you for giving us all the updates from Brazil. We hope that when next we'll be speaking, we'll be talking about a victory for the Super Eagles against France. And some people will say amen. I expect everybody to say amen. But all right, let's move on. Let's move on the show. Guys, let me allow you, before I allow you to go, let me allow you to react to all the things that Toyin has said, especially the things he said about the French team knowing our players so well.
Well, they do. They do know this Echejele from the fact that he just joined Monaco in January, but they do know what he's about. They know Vincent Nyama very well.
So then we get played in France
and
at some point.
Trust me, apart from those three, they know the Nigerian team very well, every single one of them. Because in any, in modern football, you scout your opposition extensively. Their formation, their personnel, their attitude, what they do off the ball, what they do when they're with the ball. So, trust me, they know the Nigerian team very well. They have done their homework. So we will not be exactly strangers to them. But as an aside, I'd like to talk about Victor Moses. I think he's a supremely talented young man. On his day, he can be a match winner, a game changer. But his attitude over the past few months, especially with Liverpool and consequently with Nigeria, has left a lot to be desired. And if that man doesn't change very quickly, he might just end up playing in Millwall, Scunthorpe, or Gillingham, or some other...
or Yeovil.
Because he has too much talent to let it waste.
All right, Said, let me allow you to have your say. You're going to be back here on Friday. Will we still be talking about Nigeria in the 2040 FIFA World Cup?
By God's grace.
No. I want you to don't just give me a blank answer.
Yes, we thank you. The French to know God. Trust
From the depth of your heart, do you really think Nigeria can beat France?
But seriously, from the depth of my heart, I believe we can defeat France. I think so.
Okay. Your heart is not that deep.
Okay. It's 2 against 1. I don't need to tell you where I stand. Nigeria will beat France. When next you see me, we'll be smiling, we'll be laughing. Keep the faith. Just believe. Nigeria will defeat France. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to have you thank you guys for your time.
Thank you very much
on the show.
Absolute pleasure.
And allow you go. And of course, we'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll be talking chess. We'll be talking bar sports. Babatunde Ogushiko will join me as we wrap up the rest of Sports Tonight this Friday.